Welcome to Panda Bits, 7 days and 10 minutes. Today we've got a special for you. We have a Sensecap M1 Helium miner. Gonna do an unboxing. Let's take a look in here. And here we go. Purchased from fastminers.io. Now let's take a look inside here. All right, let's take a look. Instruction card. Download the Helium app and create a wallet. Attach antenna and power adapter and power it up. Press the button for 5 seconds until LED turns to slow flash mode. Set up hotspot and choose Sensecap M1 from the list. Bluetooth scanning for hotspots and connect to your Sensecap M1. Select the Wi-Fi and enter Wi-Fi password to connect to network. And that's it. We'll be adding a video on how to set it up in the future within a couple days. So we've got an antenna, 950 megahertz, the Helium band. We've got power brick, normal power, no USB adapter or any of those kinds of things, at least on this end. This is a USB-C cord. And here is the miner. Small box. Can't see in there. Looks like more than likely another Raspberry Pi iteration. Here's the antenna, power, here's that button I mentioned earlier, an Ethernet. It is model and serial number SKU, we'll edit that later. Now for normal hookup, you just want to plug this here, screw it all the way on, and this moves so that you can adjust all directions, up and down, all different angles, and that would be that. For my case, I have a 5.8 dBi antenna. Ordered off of Amazon. That'll be this here. Uses a end cable. I'll end up using this mount here. All you have to do is screw this in, maybe. I screw it the right direction. There we go. And then on the other end, you're going to have the same connector here, which is the RP SMA cable. Apologize. Same. And I'll plug that in here and screw this on. And that's it. The Sensecap M1 miner. So let's get the Helium app set up, get it open, and ask it Face ID, press OK. Click on Add Hotspot from the top right. Now you're going to click on Hotspots. And click on Add a Hotspot. Now you're going to scroll down to find Sensecap M1. And click there. Now follow through, give me a nice view, don't hide me. Buildings may block my signals. And finally, I hate screens. Click I've read the guide. Click I understand for diagnostics. You don't really have a choice. Now it's just telling you to power on the device and make sure to hold the sync button down for a few seconds till the light's flashing. And if you forgot to enable Bluetooth, you can enable that now by going to settings and turning on Bluetooth. Now scan for my hotspot, and this may take a few tries, just so you know. Sometimes I've had to take 3 or 4 of these cycles and you'll get this. If you get that, just hit scan again. Make sure, of course, that your device is in syncing, otherwise you will not get it to connect. So once it's found, you click on Sensecap M1. And then it's going to connect to the app. Now it's going to want you to enter your Wi-Fi, so choose your network or hit scan. Once you do that, you're going to enter your password and then click connect. And it's connecting to the network now. Now it's going to ask for permission to set up the hotspot. This is where you're going to set your location. So go ahead and ask for permissions. And then click OK to allow. Takes a moment. Now it's going to pull up your map. You're going to, sometimes it's a little bit off, so you want to move the screen to where you need to be, and that white box is where it's going to set the location. For some reason mine is always off a little bit. Once you're done, you're going to press set location. And now you're going to choose the antenna that you have. So by default, it should automatically populate it. If you need to, you can go to custom antenna and choose a different one. But we're going to stick with the default Sensecap M1, which is a 2.6 dBi. Now you're going to set the height for the antenna. That's how many meters off the ground it is. Click next. And now there's a location fee of $10, but this is paid for by the Helium manufacturer, so you don't have to worry about that. And once you get to this spot, it is going to start synchronizing to the network and doing all its magic, so you can close. And if you click on the little 2 arrows at the bottom, it's going to take you over to the wallet. Well, to the wallet, yeah, and it'll be able to show you your activity. Now you'll see that it's got an update hotspot and an adding hotspot to the blockchain. Okay, let's take a look at the Sensecap M1. This is an indoor LoRaWAN gateway, and the one I have in particular is the US version, but there's also an EU and an Australian version. This is a high-performing, ready-to-use LoRaWAN indoor gateway. It is powered by a Raspberry Pi 4, and it has a WM1302-1303 LoRa concentrator. Let's take a few images. Base without the antenna. Here's the back. You can see the jack, USB, sync button, Ethernet if you're using that. In the box, as we showed before, is the antenna and the power cord. Here's the box and power cord. And here are the measurements. It's roughly 4 inches tall by 6 inches wide, and it's about 1.25 inches or so. And This is just letting you know that this is a Helium long-fi network compatible device. In just a few steps it works, as we showed in the previous video. And this can provide miles of wireless network coverage and data transmission for the LoRaWAN devices. Picture of it in a window. Here's the Helium structure of how everything works. So you've got a sensor. They communicate with the device, and then via Ethernet or Wi-Fi they'll connect to the Helium network. And from here it can be monitored by agriculture, building asset preservation, factory management, and any other users of the Helium network. Common features are handy setup to Helium network, 6 steps in 5 minutes and you're ready to go. Powered by Raspberry Pi 4. Secured and reliable built-in ECC 608 crypto chip, high security authentication, and reliable connectivity. Automatic online upgrades, automatic OTA upgrades, which is over the air, without manual having to update the device yourself. There's remote diagnostics with a built-in remote diagnostics mechanism, efficient online support. This has 64 gigabytes of storage on a micro SD card. There is efficient cooling. This is an aluminum closure. It's not a cheap plastic one. It's a little metal one. And there's a heat sink and cooling fan inside that helps to keep it nice and cool. Multiple accessories, a fiberglass antenna, slider pad for sliding roof rod installation, and upcoming outdoor enclosures will be available from Sensecap. And this is FCC and CE certified. This is just going over what we discussed momentarily. Now here you can have a view of what it looks like inside. So here is the LoRaWAN module concentrator is what it's considered. Here's your antenna connector. This is the Raspberry Pi and SD cards over here. And this supports their variety will support EU, US, AU, KR, and AS without any extra modifications. And that's obviously if you order that specific version. And here's some more. These kind of are just going over what was there before. This is a view of the fan that helps to keep the Raspberry Pi cool with heat sinks, and this goes. And this is a view of the instruction guide. And here are the specifications. This comes with a Raspberry Pi 4 quad-core Cortex A72 with 2 gig, 4 gig, or 8 gig RAM options, 64 gig micro SD card, and this shows the bands that are available. Sensitivity of the devices. This is the power of the antenna. And this is the gain that comes standard with it, so 2.8 antenna in EU, 2.6 in America. The impedance of the antenna is 50 ohms, and the antenna is omnidirectional, which basically you can kind of think of it as kind of a bubble around it that goes out and up. It has Bluetooth 5.0, and it runs on DC 5 volt 3 amp. The operating temperatures are 0 degrees Celsius to 50 degrees Celsius, and the IP grade is IP20.